everybody, and welcome to another teacher talk session tonight. And tonight we are going to have our 197th session with another educator from different part of the world, as you know. And tonight, our guest is from Turkiye, and he is an English teacher, Erhan Algam. When he comes, we are going to start our live session with him, and we are going to talk a lot of different topics with him tonight. Let me invite him to the session, then we can start our live session with him. Him to the session. Waiting for him to join. Invite him again. Okay, there you
Yes.
go. Okay, Erhan Hocam. It's wonderful. Great to see you. I see you're great. All right. So I would like to say, that thank you very much before starting our live sessions for accepting my invitation to Teacher Talks and being our guest for 197th session. It's a great honor to have you here tonight.
Yes, also I will appreciate the first of all. I would like to thank you for this occasion because maybe as far as I remember, 3 weeks ago, normally I had planned it,
Yeah, we did.
but finally, so we can meet, and so it is my pleasure. Actually, this is a good platform. Why? Because so educators or instructor or teacher, so whatever we can say, so share their opinions, experiences,
Exactly.
and also yes, as well as stories and this platform or session live, so it is very beneficial for us.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Erhan Hocam. So I know that you are very busy. So if you're ready, we can start. Can
Yes,
we?
sure, of course, go
Okay.
ahead.
Hocam, that every teacher has a unique journey that, that shapes their approach to education.
Mhm.
So to start, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background and experiences that you have influenced your teaching career?
Yeah. Let me introduce first myself. And I got married, and so I was born in Eskişehir. I have been living in Izmir since 2004, and I
Uh-huh.
got a daughter. And the
Oh,
first
very
career
nice.
actually, thank you. And the first step career was started in the military, and
Oh,
yeah, I got a education Air Force Language School. After my education, I was assigned an instructor. I provided the education foreign language schools with pilots, non-commissioned officers, officers, and civilian staff. And then
wow.
after the military, so I worked NATO organization as an international civilian consultant.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, so I got the master degree with thesis and also with thesis and at Ege University.
Oh,
It is
wonderful.
very important for me because, and also the title of the education, and so the science education, and also the title and supervision administration, planning, and economy.
Oh,
This is my
oh.
degrees, yes, title. But I hope I try to finish my PhD degree.
I hope so.
Actually, yeah, and also I got a real life coach certificate, and also the life coach and student coach training in the art of science of coaching.
Oh, wonderful. It's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much, Erhan Algam. It's very, you have very great experience about a lot of a lot of, the area.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Thank you very much. You know that, the education, Erhan Algam, is full of, the transformative moments that, the shape who we become actually. And my question is like, were there any, the key turning points in your learning journey that influenced your perspective on education and teaching? Yes. I mean, your
So
turning points in
yeah,
your education.
sometimes I a little bit think it over, but sometimes I say the breaking point. Also, I can say turning point in my life. So the first breaking point when I was in the military,
Uh-huh.
and I got a good education, the American language school.
Oh,
And after that, I was assigned as an instructor, but it's a good point for me. And the second turning point or breaking point, and I got a master's degree at a university. And this is the very important for me because actually I find a chance to improve myself, especially the field of education
I
science.
see.
And
Mm-hmm.
also, this is a big chance for me to convey and transfer my knowledge of academic knowledge to transfer to the students and also my colleagues. And
Oh, I
this
see.
is the breaking point. And also, that time I was published. Actually, it was published in my first article
Oh, very
in
nice.
the it is the very important for
And
me.
then your article's name, you mention it?
Yeah, collective responsibility of
Oh,
teachers
I
and also
see.
proactive behaviors of principals. There is a correlation between collective responsibilities of teachers and proactive behaviors of principals.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a correlation between two arguments.
Two
So
arguments, I see.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
but it was a good an article. But it took 2 years to search. Yes.
Wow.
Also, this article including qualitative and also quantitative, both of
Mm-hmm.
them. But actually, it took too much and spent too much time to
To
searching
do
it.
it. Wow.
Yeah.
It's great. Thank you very much for sharing your points with us here. Thank you,
Yeah.
Jam. You know that I know that you've been teaching for a long time, and during your teaching career, probably you have, they used a lot of, the techniques or applied,
Yes.
let's say, techniques and strategies and methodologies you applied in your lessons, and probably you have a philosophy of teaching in your mind. So my question is, what is your philosophy of teaching?
But normally, maybe this is very common, and all teachers. And I try to bring the real life, the
Mm-hmm.
authentic life in the classroom.
Oh,
But
that's
when you,
important. Yes.
yes, especially there is a much gap between the real life and the classroom environment.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes the students and think it over. Oh, the life and outside of the classroom is similar in the classroom environment. No. So I try to bring the real life, and also uh, 21st century skills is very important in today's world. So you know the
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
very popular or you know the literature for C collaboration,
Uh-huh.
communication,
Shin.
creative thinking, so
Exactly.
on critical thinking. Also, they are very important for us. What mean? I mean that the solve the problems and find the solution and communicate to the other people and collaboration with your peers, your colleagues, and your the other peoples. So these are important, and also today's world. So
Mm-hmm. I see.
and yeah, actually is based on these 4C and these, and also I try to apply these skills and in my classroom. For example,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I am asking my students, hey, think it over. So, and I put forward a problem. How can you go from Izmir to Kuşadası?
Yeah,
Yes, but this is a simple question. How can you go? And take into consideration everything: price, time, energy. So think it
exactly.
over.
Real life.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
huh? This is the real life. All right, maybe you can go to the ferry boat or so ferry, and or you can go to buy bus or
Uh-huh.
car or bike. All right, and you save money and you're gonna save energy. All right, like these. Okay, this is the real life, but also creative thinking is important, like
Of
this,
course,
just as
because that
examples.
every student, probably every student has a different ideas about it.
Yeah,
That's they to think about it. They need to to think how can we go, which ways we can use it, how can they do it, as you mentioned
yeah,
that. That's a real
yeah,
life
and then come
experiences you try to
together
gain
and
them.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
come together and team working, group working, and analyzing and synthesizing, and so make also sometimes, hey, give me the make a presentation, little
Uh-huh.
bit, just 6 slides, 6 slides. Yes,
Yeah, you're right.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Akbar Hocam also mentioning here future problem solving six-step technique. Yeah, something similar, Hocam.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
commanding here. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Hocam. All right. You know that in as an educator, and you are an experienced educator, and probably in your education life, you have a lot of stories. Sometimes you have even sometimes you have bad stories, sometimes you have a good
yeah,
stories, sometimes the failed ones you have, and I'm sure that you have also have got a lot of success stories in your life. I mean, like education life. So here, can you tell us one or maybe two success stories of yours, something inspirational if you have it. But if you would like, if you, and you would like to talk about your failed ones, we can also listen to them.
yeah. Actually, the maybe I can say bad or good. When I was in military and in NATO, so to be honest, and at that time I was working as an international civilian consultant. I was in Afghanistan and Kabul.
Oh,
But yes, this is the rush environment, and also the families actually didn't send the girls to school, and we providing that time we were providing some foods and supplementaries or stationary items for people. As you know, the Afghanistan, the poorest country I have ever seen, actually. And so at that time, we provide the education at the university, Kabul University. Some
I
students,
see.
yeah, and we taught them the English lessons, and we put yeah, and the English classrooms and the students, and we provided the education with them. So this is very actually it makes that time it made me much better. I felt much better. Okay, because I how can I say I touched them their heart and their mind. Maybe I try to save one or two people, all right,
I
and
see.
I try to open their minds, and so it was a big event for me. And the second, as far as I remember, 10 years ago, I joined the DAI, Destination Imagination.
Ah,
That
that's
time, yes, it was at Kuşadası.
cool.
The
Yeah.
first, yes, I joined appraiser, but it was a big experience for me, joined an appraiser. So uh, there were over than 3,000 students from
Wow.
coming, yeah, the other province, Istanbul, Ankara, Muş, yeah, it was a big organization. After this organization, so I made a decision, I prepare my teams at school. And that time, every year, I joined this organization. So it was good for me because I studied, how can I say, project base
You mean learning?
education like
Uh-huh.
this. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a second point actually, inspiration and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was
That's wonderful.
yeah,
Thank you very much for sharing these two, the stories with us here, Rojam. Especially the first one you mentioned here about Afghanistan. I'm sure that it
yeah,
was not easy for you to, become successful and the touching the students' heart over there and try to do, the being useful for them over there. I'm sure that it was not easy, and you made a
no.
lot of, the great things there. Congrats,
Exactly,
Rojam.
exactly. Also, sometimes I remember they threw away stones. I threw away chocolates. The students, the kids. So and so I carried some chocolates, and so I threw away chocolates, and then so
They got
and
them.
yeah,
I see.
it
Thank you.
was good. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Hocam. And Erhan Hocam, you know that we are educators and we all, the need some qualities and skills in order to become a better teacher, to becoming, you know, having a good, the qualities, I mean, to show. All right. So for your ideas, I mean, like in your opinion, what are the most essential, the traits of a successful, the language teachers or teachers, should possess?
Yeah, um, the teachers, I mean that the successful teachers to become the first, we try to remain a student, not a teacher, but starting for not food, learning.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
All right. So, and from my point of view, there are three fields to become a successful and qualified teacher. The first, the field knowledge. So, and the second, professional knowledge, and three, the general culture knowledge.
Oh, I see. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that field knowledge, you graduate from the university and you receive many education for grammar, vocabulary, so phonetic, and you know that
Mm-hmm.
we get this and linguistic. This is the field, so you should be good in this field.
Exactly.
And
Mm-hmm.
the second, and professional, because teacher, right? But English and also teacher. And you got a good pedagogical formation. And so, yes. And also the methods, the technical methods. How can you classroom management? How can you teach? All right. How can you strategies? And so techniques, it is very important. And the third, so the general culture is very important because you are English instructors. So you follow the what happening in the world
Yes.
and so yeah, current affairs and so education side. Yeah, you follow, and we are living in digital global digital village, not digital village, global village.
I
I'm
see.
talking about. Yes,
Uh-huh.
the news are spread very quickly, and so
Mm-hmm.
we always update our mind and ourselves. Otherwise, we
Mm-hmm.
cannot catch up with the technology or with the changing of the world. So it is very
Mm-hmm. I
important.
see. I see. I
Yeah,
got it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Hocam. Erhan Hocam, as an educator, and we all have a lot of, I'm sure that you also have a lot of, we are using different activities in our lessons
yeah,
with our students. And especially I really like, the engaging activities with my students because, they can make the language learning more enjoyable and effective. I want all my students to, to engage in my lessons. And when
okay,
you think about your lessons, I'm sure that you have uh, different or maybe the different or engaging activities
yeah.
in your lessons. Can you
Mhm.
tell us one or maybe two activities that you really like to use for your classes? Your
Mhm.
secrets maybe.
No, not secrets. Okay, no, no. I always share with my knowledge, so and my experience. I'm ready. Uh, yeah. Um but the normally I can say, and for learning skills, maybe, but I can use many techniques for, but it depends on the student's behavior and students' cognitive skills. Some students, the visual learning, students, kinesthetic learning, some
Uh-huh.
students, auditorial learning, and sometimes reading and writing. But I cannot say this medicine is beneficial for these students. But this medicine maybe can be allergic to these students. All right.
Yeah, you're right.
So the teacher always ready to use the methods and maybe during the lesson change the methods or techniques. And also, maybe you know the Gartner,
Uh-huh.
the multiple
Yeah.
intelligence
Intelligence.
from the
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
from the psychologist. It is very famous from the Harvard University. 1893, it was published. The multiple intelligence. Some people actually the linguistic intelligence, some people visual intelligence, some natural intelligence, some music intelligence, like these, and eight intelligence. So, and I used all the methods, kinesthetic, visual, for example, what? And sometimes I starting to my lesson the video. I try to get the attraction from the students, the
Yeah.
video. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes and role playing and sometimes code and sometimes sing a song and sometimes group working. Like these, I'm using these methods, all right? And also sometimes, hey, guys, go ahead and make a presentation in front of the classroom. I'm using
I
these
see.
these kinds of methods, all right?
I got
Just
it.
not only one method I'm not mentioning about. So
Mm-hmm.
and
You are using
use
different techniques and
the
different activities according to
yeah,
your, for your
yeah,
students, okay? Which one is
especially
suitable for
this.
them? I see.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I emphasize that this generation is very different. It is called alpha generation. Sometimes,
Yes.
getting bored or bored, so well, interactive our lessons. Sometimes Socrates, the Socrates style. I'm asking questions, you reply to me. All right, and always interactive during the classroom, during the lessons. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I see. I
I
got
use
it.
these
Thank you.
techniques.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ajahn, for sharing these,
Yeah,
the
always
ideas with us here.
I encourage students and I stimulate the students to join activities.
Mm-hmm.
Some students actually the hesitate to contact with me or okay, I can make a mistake or I'm afraid of mistaking and so I don't want to speak. No, go ahead. Yes, yeah,
You're right, and I'm sure that, and as a teachers, we all want our students to participate and engage during the lessons. We don't
yeah,
want to miss a student inside the classroom during during our the lessons that time. But we are trying to find activities that that how can I say that engage
yeah.
all the
Motivate,
students in the
engaging
classroom.
them. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Thank you. Thank you very much, Hocam. All right. Erhan Hocam, starting a teaching career, can be both, exciting or sometimes an overwhelming, As an experienced teacher, okay, what advice would you give a new teachers, to help them navigate, their journey and grow professionally?
yeah, this is a long journey.
Yeah,
And
endless
maybe make a
journey.
so maybe make a plan, maybe short-term plan or long-term plan. So and also I mentioned when you go back, so try to remain a student, not a teacher, and always open their mind, open the door to learn something, new somethings, and also refresh their minds. And so put the targets, put the aims. Maybe in the future, so my advice, get the master degree and go to the university. And please join the seminars, ELT conference, and please subscribe to the journal and magazines and articles.
Exactly.
Please
Great.
follow, yes, especially in the field of education and also in the field of foreign language. So, in accordance with your field, please follow the articles, and these are very important. And also collaborate with your colleagues, and so yeah, share and your opinions, and so also you gain lots of things from your colleagues, and this is
Mm-hmm.
very important. And social media is very important, and blog, these are, yes, always follow, and can actually these materials so contribute your life.
I see.
And
I
yeah,
see. I got it.
I can, as well as you get the TOEFL, so CELTA, and so TESOL and Delta, if you want to uh, actually to make a good career in your life. So I advise your teacher, my
I
colleagues.
see. Thank you. Thank you very much, Erhan Hocam. And by the way, there is a question from Azra. She's asking you a question.
Yes.
How can you balance between learning style? What's that for? Just a moment, I'm trying to read it. And how you balance between learning styles in your class? Do you take tests before starting the class to determine their styles? And how can you decide their styles in your classroom? What do
But
you do?
yeah, to be honest, I have been in, yeah, I have been teaching for 18 years, and so the first I observe the classrooms, all right, and behaviors, and so some we are sometimes encountering with stronger, sometimes with weaker groups, and so I observe, and then after I define my actually the methods. All right,
Mhm.
so it is very important, and also, but I mentioned about the change to my methods. For example, the first I at the beginning I started the video, all right, and then I use the role play, all right, and then team working, like
Yeah,
this. Yeah, but all methods, all right. And I am not using the test or the, how can I say, the replacement test. No, just during the time I recognize my students' behavior, my students' interest.
I got it. Hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the answer and for the questions of Azra. Thank you, Hocam. Oh, okay. So let's move to another question. I know that, you have been working in the Beydan school, Hocam,
Yeah, I
and
have known.
you know that each school has its own unique, the approach to language
Yeah.
education, right? When you think about your school, what sets Zübeyde Hanım School's language program apart from others? I mean, what makes different of Zübeyde Hanım School's language program than other schools? What can you tell us about it?
Yeah, well, Konjam, more or less, all of the school, especially private school, use the same published, you know. But what is the difference? Especially in our school, we are applying the program Keep in Touch. Keep in Touch
Mm-hmm.
program. This program, it means just only not teaching the classroom environment. So I always expose the students to learning the English, not only at school, at home, and the daily life. All right. So also we collaborate with the families, stakeholders, and yes, please, when you watch the film, subtitle maybe English, and
Yes.
support your students at home. And so this is very important. Otherwise, just only limited to learning of the English at school. No, it is not enough, not sufficient for students. But the language, it must be part of your life. For
I
example,
see.
so my daughter now is at the university in London. Yeah,
Wow.
now she's studying at Regent University. When she was a child, maybe as far as I remember, 3 years old to 4 years old. And so when I was driving my car, I always that time listened to foreign musics. But on the other end, also my daughter and sit back of the car. Hey, daddy. Also, I was listening to music. Oh, did you understand something? Yes. Yeah, really.
Good.
Okay, good. And so after that, and singing a song like the foreign music, and also at home sometimes I watch the films and subtitle English also and sit next to me and then learning English. Yeah, can you imagine? Expose the English everywhere, at
Yeah,
home, at car.
that's an
Yes,
important point.
that's very important. That's the main point. So this keep in touch program, it means everywhere and every time English.
I see. Good. Great one. Thank you. Thank you very much, Hocam. And Erhan Hocam, you've been teaching for a long time, and I'm sure
Yes.
that that you have taught a lot of students so far. When you think about your students, what are the difficulties that you face about the teaching and language for your students?
Uh, um, oh,
Hard question, I know.
uh, but in Turkey, but normally we should put the student center of education. All right. But the teachers meaning change. We are coaching and we are guider. Not. Do you understand what I mean,
Sure,
Volkan?
of course.
Just you little bit the behind on the stage, and normally the students will do everything. Just we go monitoring and observing them. All right. But in Turkey, especially, our system is central exam. How can I
Still,
say? Yes, still. For example, in this year, I am responsible for 8th grades. You know, the LGS. Just
of
only,
course.
yes, of course, just only all day. So we are looking to questions and solve the questions. But it is not good for students. And on the other hand, the students under the pressure, they are getting so the anxious about what will we do? I can go to the yes, and I can go to the good high school. I don't know, and this is not good. And so this pressure sometimes uh, getting worse and feeling worse and not good.
Yeah,
And the first, but and also sometimes just focus on grammar and vocabulary.
I see. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I got it.
and
That's
this is the big problem for us, and also,
Of
yeah,
course, it's a big problem. I totally agree with you. But we need to find a way to make it better.
yeah.
We trying to do it. Okay, I got it. Thank you. Thank you very
Also,
much, Hocam.
there are lots of problems. Teachers, the large classes size, and the
Ah,
others,
of
yeah,
course.
the others problem, and the so what can I say? There are many problems, and teacher training and teacher resources and materials and the financial problems like this. I can say the
So and
equality
so
of
on.
the yeah, lots of
I
problems.
see. I see. I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Hocam. Erhan Hocam, when you think about our students, you know that every student learn at their own pace, and sometimes some of them, they may need extra help
Hmm.
because that we teach something in the classrooms, but we know that some of them, they got the point, and some of them maybe half got the half of the point, and some of them they got no idea what's going on inside the classroom. We all have this type of students in our classrooms, and when you think about our students, when they come to you and say, "Oh, Erhan Hocam, and I didn't understand the topic in the classroom, so can you please help us?" When they say this to you, how do you help your students when they need extra help? And what can you, suggest, especially for the teachers? Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, first I try to identify the problem. What is the root of the problem? And so I ask some questions.
Yeah,
Okay, what is the problem? And so the understanding and the context, so and grammar and vocabulary. And after that, identify the problem. So how can the solve the problem? So, and maybe we need the supplementary materials and teacher resources and worksheets and tutoring, okay, on one tutoring environment I provide, and also the virtual environment. So, and maybe the distance learning I provide them,
I
and
see.
so yeah. After that, I try to support, and so and also the first I get the feedback, and then after provide so feed forward. But always
Oh,
we
I
say
see.
yeah. We always mention yes, it is true. We always mention about feedback, but also it is very important. Feed forward.
Mm,
Yes,
I see.
feed forward. Have you ever heard before,
I
Volkan?
think, yeah, I did, but I didn't use anything. I
Yeah,
heard it.
especially we say feedback from get the feedback from students,
Uh-huh.
because whether or not you are learning very well. Also, after I get the feedback
Feet
and I feed
forward.
forward,
Yeah,
how
exactly.
can solve this problem? Maybe okay, I provide uh, many things. Maybe the social media platform and maybe the applications. I sometimes tell my students, you can download this application to learn English better. The learning the better English. So and so I say this application is very useful for you, and also yeah, and also how can I say there are another methods I am telling them. So but I provide these
Thanks. I
things
see.
to students actually.
I got it. Thank you. Thank you, Erhan Hocam. Thank you very much. Okay. Erhan Hocam, you've been teaching in Turkey for a long time, and I'm sure that you have seen a lot of systems in education. Okay? And you
Yes.
know that an education is always, evolving. But there are still areas that need to improvement, all right? Need improvements. When you think about especially, the Turkey. And if you could, actually, if you had a chance to change one thing about education in Turkey, what would you change?
uh, so
Very, very critical question, I
yeah,
know.
yeah. Uh, Actually, I would have a chance. So the first, I will give the importance to pre-education, preschool education.
Ah,
Why? Preschool education is very important because why? The age between 0 and 6, it is very critical point for
exactly.
kids because
Hmm.
mentally and physically, it is more than the university. Yes. And
You're right.
also, I will prepare the curriculum and or syllabus, whatever you say, accordingly. Yes. And the another, I actually would be back to the old education system. 5 years elementary school, 3 years so secondary schools, and 4 years high school. Because I observed my students at fifth grade. Still, they are playing games because normally they should have been in elementary school, but now secondary school. You mean maybe you understand what I mean? All
Sure.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is just only my opinion.
I
Yeah.
got it. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ajam. Yeah, of course, these are your opinions. We know that.
Yeah.
All right. No problem. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Uh,
Erhan Hocam, and teaching, the requires, you mentioned other things, but, we need teaching if you're a teacher, I mean, you need passion and dedication. Okay,
Yes, of course.
you need to have them.
Otherwise,
And
you
what?
cannot do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So my question is, what keeps you motivated and inspired in your profession?
Yeah, when every morning I say my wife, uh, and the first I kiss my wife, and then say, not actually, I am not saying I am going to work, I am going to school.
Yeah, exactly.
This
That's
is
that's
very different.
the important point.
That's, yeah, because I am educator. I I'm dedicated myself and my patience, you know. So this is very important for me. And sometimes what is the motivation engage me? When I see my students actually success and the behaviors, so I actually get more motivated. So increase my motivation
I
and
see.
yeah, because I observe them and also many areas, not only just the exam. So we joined some organization, as you know, but just only I want to see on the stage. I want to see them. Oh, they are confidence, self-esteem. All right, self-discipline. So okay, my students can do it. And so actually, I am very pleased this situation, and it makes me so boost my morale, my motivation, so
I
engagement.
see.
Yeah,
That's wonderful. Wonderful to hear it.
but this competition is not important, just not the winning, but just only on the stage. I see them what they can do. All right,
That's the important point. I got it.
important point.
And
Yeah,
you mentioned about, I really like, the things that you said, if you go when you go to the school, if you said I
hmm
go to I'm going to work now, and there's a difference between that, as
yes,
you mentioned. I'm going to work now and I'm going to school now.
till now.
So there are two different things, because the first one is you see that as a work,
hmm
you know and
hmm
that's if you say the
Exactly.
second one, I'm going to school
So
now, it's something that you are living in it.
yes,
Exactly, you feel it. So
feel
that's
yeah,
why.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
why
This
it,
is the
it motivates you
atmosphere.
also.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. This is the atmosphere. Actually, this is yeah. This is the another life in paradise.
Exactly. I got it. Thank you. Yeah, it's different. It's different, the point of views, but not every teacher thinks the same. I can't say this for every teacher, but there's some of them thinks like this and some of them think differently. Anyways, okay. Thank you, Jump. Let's move to another one. You know that let's talk about a little bit technological things. And artificial intelligence is becoming
Mhm.
an, integral part of education. It's everywhere,
Yeah.
not only in
Mhm.
education. Okay, when you go to the online, when you search something, you can see our AI in every website and every platform. They have it. What are your thoughts, of course, as an experienced one, on the role of generative AI in teaching and learning?
Yeah, AI, artificial intelligence is okay, but uh, pros and cons, or maybe the advantages and disadvantages.
Disadvantages. Hmm.
Yes, but on the other hand, this is a big weapon, like a bomb, an explosive.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. So also sometimes I advise my students to use, for example, such as DeepSeek, Copilot, and ChatGPT. All
Wow.
right. Yeah, sometimes I am telling, but please, the limitation is very important, and also it is very beneficial for teacher as well as students. The teacher making the plan, lessoning plan, by using these artificial intelligence, and also students.
Lifesaver,
But the
time saver.
balance, yes, the balance between is very important, and so you can adjust yourself. Otherwise, no, it is not good. Maybe sometimes my students are telling me, oh, in the future maybe you cannot be a teacher, so we use the artificial intelligence instead of teacher. And then I
Ah,
say, Yeah, I say
No
no,
way.
no,
No
no
way.
way. Yeah, yeah, and it is very, yeah, yeah. I mean that it is important, but on the other hand, so it can be harmful to our life. But it depends on you how to use artificial
Mm-hmm.
intelligence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I see. I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much, hocam. You know, move to another one. Would you like to add anything else about AI, or can I go another question?
You're right, but also I am sometimes using the artificial intelligence,
I do.
and yeah, yeah, and but this is the first thing how to use, how the purpose of use these artificial intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
This is
That's
the
important
big point.
point.
Yeah, this is the big point. All right, it's a good point.
I got it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much, hocam. You know, Erhan hocam, teachers are often, actually, we are often, engaged in exciting projects beyond the classroom. We look for different things, not only teaching, or sometimes we also need to be in a kind of a projects. When you think about, this, are you currently working on any special, initiatives or research, or are you doing anything special as a project for yourself or for your school?
Uh, for myself, the first I am writing an article, and I'm still working on my article now. And also, in addition to my article, I try to complete my PhD degree. So this is the first my aim, and
Mm-hmm.
but also in this year we joined the World Scholar Cup and
Wow.
school, yeah,
Perfect.
and Moon Model United Nation, and on the other hand, we were together.
Together.
You remember, yes, and dubbing. So these actually the organization. So always we try to be as a Zubeydanum, as a part of this organization. So and always we prepare our students, such as the big organization Moon and DI and so dubbing and World Scholar Cup, and also at school. That sometimes we are doing the quiz shows, spelling bee, and the cultural day and happy hour days. So we are doing the regularly. And
I
in
see. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much, hocam. You are doing a lot of things, a lot of good things for for yourself and for your students. I'm sure that they're very lucky that you have you
but
there.
in
Okay,
this point, actually, I can help you. I can open your minds. So it is good for me. And so I appreciate it.
thank you. Thank you very much, Erhan hocam. Okay, Erhan hocam, we all have, the people who influence, and inspire us. You know that when we
Mm.
look at around or something like that. And when you think about these people, who are your role models, and how they impacted your teaching journey or your life?
Uh, yes, in my life, especially so my professor Erdal Toprakçı and Yılmaz Tombul and Esen Altunay. There are three professors actually when I got a master degree with thesis and with tests. So actually they contribute lots of things, especially the education science and also the first article was published because they supported me. And
Hmm.
so I will always never forget their supporting in my life. So it is these persons are very important for me.
For your advice,
So
I see. I
yeah,
got it. Okay, thank you very much. You know, Aaron, the time flies,
yes.
and the we 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 cannot guess, what's gonna happen in the future. And when you think about your future, for example, after 10 years or 15
Mhm.
years, how do you see, the yourself? Will you still, to be a teacher, or will you try, the different job or jobs?
Ah, so fortune teller. So I cannot. So maybe yeah. But now my job is so this is my job. Education is part of life. But
Exactly.
in the future, maybe still. and engage and involved in my education systems, I will keep on my positions.
Uh-huh.
Maybe the education advisor like these. And but the Volcan, to be honest, the first the big dream one day to make a speech to in the TEDx.
TEDx.
Yeah,
Ah, okay. We
yeah,
are looking forward to seeing you there, hocam.
yeah, really. To be honest, yeah, one day actually, I want to be on the stage, and so, yeah, this is my dream.
I think Işıl hocam, I think she's
Yeah,
organizing
I know.
that.
Yes, Işıl.
Işıl hocam, I
Yes,
think if she's if she listens to this one,
yeah, but yeah, also,
she will have a great guest.
yeah, it was a good performance. Yes, on the stage, I saw her,
Yeah,
and also
yeah, she's
technical and
amazing.
methodical. Yeah, amazing. It is yeah, actually fascinating. Yes, attractive. Yeah.
Exactly, I see. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, hocam. Okay. So, Erhan hocam, in our the life, there are sometimes we face difficult moments, something that we cannot, the handle or solve it. And when we face these moments, sometimes we say on your own, "Oh, I wish I could have a kind of a superpower so I could easily solve the problem or manage the problem or fix the problem." Okay, so think about this in your classrooms. If you could have one superpower to use it in the classroom, what would it be and how would it help you?
Ah, this is imaginary, all right. So, and maybe, how can I say? Uh, I would be the person in the situation, and maybe the telepathy. And
Ah,
uh, so I want to read my students what they think it over. What is the opinion, and so I want to read their mind. And so, what do you think about me? Maybe I resolve the conflicts. Maybe I can arrange my lessons. All right.
I
So,
see.
and also I want to read, and I want to hear their voices. What is inside in their brain, in mind. All right. Can you imagine? Oh, Erhan Algam is not good. Oh, oh, it's boring. It's not good. So, getting, getting. How can I say? This is not beneficial, or the method and techniques not good, or like this. You can hear, but on the other hand, it's not good because you can receive many voice, many. Yeah, you sometimes. Oh, it's not good from here, from there. So telepathy, maybe this is good, and also improve myself. Oh, I make a mistake. The students think it,
Ah,
and
I
so
see.
I change my methods. All right.
That's a nice superpower to use it. Thank you.
Also,
Thank you
I
very much,
warn them.
Erhan hocam.
Hey, I warn them. Oh, Semi, please change your mind.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's a nice idea to do it. Change your mindset. Okay, great. So, Erhan hocam, think about that. We finish our, the interview when you go outside and find a lottery ticket that ends up with $100 million. Okay,
Oh,
yeah, it's a huge amount of money. So, what would you do? Please be honest, okay?
okay. The first, I don't want to tell anyone. Keep the secret.
Yeah, and then you will get unknown relatives comes up.
Yes, because yeah, many relatives call me, and yeah, we are close relatives. So, and then the first go to the lawyer, and uh, yeah, and uh, uh, I said before, my daughter is a student in London and Regent University, and so I would allocate the portion for my daughter's education, and yeah, and also approach this actually wisely. How can make how can I make investment,
Uh-huh.
and also maybe a little bit charity for people for education, especially after I
Uh-huh.
saw the Afghanistan. So actually it was disaster. Can you imagine? and 3 or 4 old for ages, daughters. They cannot go to school.
Yeah.
And yes, because of the environment and also the cultures. So, and they need help. These childs, these kids. And so maybe yeah, and it is very important, yeah. And yeah, like this. And also I maybe support my families and my relatives, yeah, and make an investment. Okay, it's
I
good.
got it. Okay, great. Great ideas to use
But
that money.
this money cannot change my, actually, it cannot give permission to change my mind, change my, how can I say, ethics.
I
Uh,
see.
yeah.
Got it.
So, you know, maybe two things change the people. It's money, all
Of
right?
course.
The one of them is money and the power. Maybe if
Yeah,
you get, yes, if you get more power, more poisons.
definitely.
Yeah, two things, power and money. But if you can change when you get these two things, you are the correct person.
You are right. I totally agree with you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Hocam. You know, Erhan Hocam, now I'm gonna ask you my last question. Ready for it?
Yes, of
All right.
course.
You know
Sure.
that many educators, have a guiding motto, that reflects their teaching philosophy and outlook on life. And so in this point, what is yours? What is your motto?
My motto, also I put my social media, um, how can I say, uh, it doesn't matter how far you go as long
Uh-huh.
as you don't stop,
Mm-hmm.
all right? It
I
doesn't
got
matter
it.
how far you go as long as you don't stop. But I mean that this is not big importance for the your steps or speeds, but just only don't stop and never give up. Maybe you put forward the small steps, all right, not big steps. Everybody's her ways on way, all right. Also, I told my students never stop, never give up, but put forward the steps. Maybe one of you actually has a big steps, maybe some of the small steps, one by one. But don't stop the first motto. Also, the another second motto, if you give me permission.
Sure, of
So
course. Take your
the
time.
second motto, uh, if you not, if you never leave the shores, you will never discover the oceans. This is the
Mm-hmm.
metaphor. Two things metaphor. The one is shore, and the second is ocean. Shore symbolizes of your comfort zone.
I
Comfort
see.
zone.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't step out of your comfort zone, so you cannot discover the ocean. Ocean is taking a risk. If you want to take a risk, so please leave comfort zone. Otherwise,
That's important one. Mm-hmm.
yeah, actually in my life. So I take a risk. I took a risk. I went to the Afghanistan and I deployed many countries when I was in the military, actually in the NATO, International Civilian Consultant. Also, I got the opportunity to see many countries, to the diverse culture, and meet many people from the Greece, German, Spanish, Italian.
I
Yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah. This is the risk, but we learned many
I'm
things. Okay, this is
sure
my
you
motto.
did. I'm sure you did. Thank you very much, Ellen Hocam. Okay. Ellen Hocam, I have asked all my questions to you
Thank
now.
you,
And
thank you so much.
before ending our, the live sessions, would you like to add anything else? And would you like to say anything to our audiences?
Yeah, thank you very much for Volkan. This is a good platform. As I said before, we are actually sharing the experiences and knowledge and stories. Also, I mentioned about a few stories and are in the military. So also, this is the another experience. But so I actually so it's a good platform and you are doing the correct things and keep
Thank
your
you.
position. And thank you very much also for your audience and also for you. And this is a good and for me. Thank you. Thank you for
Okay,
everything.
okay,
Okay.
I got it. All right, Erhan Hocam. Thank you very much. And I would like to say one more time, thank you very much for your advice, for your suggestions, and especially for your precious time you spent that time with us here tonight. That was very important for us. Thank you. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
And Erhan Algam was with us tonight in the Teacher Talks 197. We had a fruitful session with him, as you know, and we talked a lot of topics with him. And you can watch these sessions again later from Instagram and from Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube when you go there. Okay, so and as you know that we are going to be here next week on the same day at the same time, every Monday at 9 p.m. And until the next time, wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And until the next time, take care of yourself and take care of yourself, Erhan Hocam.
Take care
And bye bye,
of yourself.
everybody. Bye bye,
Yes.
everybody,
Thank you so
and
much.
peace.
Keep peace.